Once upon a time, in the era that humankind still called the primordial dawn, when heaven and earth had yet to be divided, when all things were but vague shadows in the vast expanse, a pair of siblings was born from the very first light of the universe. It is told that the gods breathed souls into two immortal flames, one, a blazing red fire, the other, a gentle silvery glow. One flame took the form of the elder sister, tender, yet radiant. The other became the younger brother, powerful, yet quiet. They were twin lights, shining together to illuminate a world still drowned in the darkness of beginnings. At first, sister and brother were inseparable. They wandered together through mountains and forests, lit up the oceans, and bestowed light and warmth upon plants and creatures. The sister often sang, and whenever her voice rose, the heavens flared like dawn. The brother, silent and calm, stood behind, letting his gentle glow wrap the night in peace, turning darkness into restful sleep. Humankind worshipped them as two deities of light, one for day, one for night, believing they would forever walk side by side, never to part. But tragedy struck like a crack in a flawless mirror. In their closeness, one night, the younger brother let his heart stray. A forbidden desire arose within him, a sin no God could forgive. As darkness veiled the world, he transgressed against his sister, an act of passion beyond all bounds. The sister was horrified, her heart torn by grief and shame. Her eyes, once bright as morning, filled with tears. She fled, streaking through the night like a flame ripping apart the sky. And from that moment, their destinies changed forever. In her fear and fury, the sister transformed into a vast, blazing fire that filled the heavens. She became the sun, burning fiercely, as though to scorch away the humiliation and sorrow weighing on her soul. The younger brother, left behind in guilt, drowned in regret. He could no longer keep his brilliant radiance. All that remained was a faint, cold silver glow. He became the moon, forever chasing after his sister across the endless sky, yearning for forgiveness, yet never able to reach her. Thus, the world became witness to an eternal pursuit. By day, the radiant sun rose, casting her light across the earth, driving away the shadows. When she departed, the moon emerged alone, softly shining with his pale light. They became eternal adversaries of love and grief, one fleeing, one pursuing, never destined to meet. Yet, the cosmos sometimes allowed them to touch in strange, fleeting moments. When the moon dared to leap before his sister's light, the whole world fell into darkness at midday. People trembled and called it a solar eclipse, the desperate brother blocking his sister's path. At other times, the earth stood between them, its shadow swallowing the moon's glow, leaving behind a mysterious crimson sky. This was the lunar eclipse, the mark of his sorrow concealed, his light trapped by eternal darkness. Through generations, people wove countless tales around this tragedy. They said that every full moon was when the brother's longing overflowed, lighting the heavens with his undying desire. And as the moon waned, sorrow and regret consumed him, dimming his glow. They said that each dawn was the sun declaring, "I will never stop. I will always remain ahead of you." Yet, there were dreamers who gazed upon the sky and whispered, "Perhaps this too is a kind of love? A love of mistakes and sins, yet eternal, for though apart, they have never ceased to follow one another. Maybe it is their endless chase that keeps the heavens ever changing, giving humankind day and night, sunrise and sunset." Without this tragedy, would the world turn as it does today? Long ago, children were told, "Look up at the sky and remember, mistakes can turn kinship into an eternal distance." Yet at the same time, they were taught to understand that even love wrapped in sorrow can transform into light, shining upon life in another way. And so it is told, that the stars scattered across the heavens are the descendants of those two siblings. They bore witness to the tragedy, felt compassion for both brother and sister, and chose to shine around them, so that neither would have to walk alone. But the stars are only faint fireflies in the vast night. They could never bridge the eternal gulf, only accompany in silence, adding delicate strokes of wonder to the sky. The clouds and winds, too, became eternal witnesses. Each dawn, the wind carries the moon's whisper to the sun, "Please forgive me." But the sun never replies. She only blazes brighter, as if to burn away every memory. The clouds rush to veil her face, hiding from mortals the invisible tears she sheds when twilight falls. Thus, day after day, night after night, the tragedy goes on unending. And because it never ends, the story never fades from the hearts of humankind. They say the stars are the children of those two siblings, who out of pity chose to scatter their light as companions, so neither would be left in solitude. Each day, the wind still carries the moon's plea to the sun, "Please forgive me." Yet the sun never answers, only radiating more fiercely, as if to scorch all memories. Time and again, the clouds conceal the heavens, hiding from human eyes the quiet tears that fall with the sunset's glow. On long nights, the moon shines across mountains and seas, watching over the footsteps of humankind as though seeking sympathy. Beneath his light, people sit together and retell the sorrowful tale, and in their eyes flickers the same ache of longing. At dawn, the sun ascends like a proud queen. Yet behind her brilliance, she too grows weary, for though she longs to forget, she still carries within her heart a memory that can never be erased. As time flows, as all things change, as civilizations rise and fall, the story of the sun and the moon has never faded. It is told by the fireside, whispered under moonlit nights, woven into poems, songs, and lullabies. It is both a warning of boundaries that must never be crossed, and a lament, a sorrowful love song about yearning and separation. Even now, when we lift our eyes to the sky, we see this eternal ballad unfolding. Light and darkness are not merely natural phenomena, but the marks of a mournful bond, of a kinship turned into fate. And deep within, humanity still seems to hear the sun's sigh, the moon's quiet sobs, echoing from the dawn of time until today. And perhaps, this tale will never have an ending. For it is in that very endlessness that the sky finds its beauty, and humankind its eternal wonder. The sun and the moon, two siblings, two destinies, two wounds, and two immortal flames will forever chase each other across the heavens, their story told and retold, until the daytime itself stands still.